Checkatrade.com. Recommended trades and services. Checkatrade.com.
Has your home been torn to pieces by incompetent bodgers?
We wouldn't wish this on our worst enemies.
Has your world been knocked for six by reckless rogues?
When it affects your home, it affects your life.
Well, dry those tears, because Cowboy Builders is back.
Bloody hell! Well, stop it. To punish the scoundrels.
Dominic Listwood, Cowboy Builders. Of course you'd know that anyhow, wouldn't you? You're still messing people's lives up.
And put your homes back together again.
Amazing!
No job too big.
That would be incredible.
No cowboy too bad.
On the scale of naughty, he's way up there with the big boys. Stop lying and just say the truth. You know what he looks like. You've been warned.
This week, I'm on the trail of a cowboy who builds new homes.
We've lost so much money.
It's a nightmare.
But overcharges astronomically for his work.
So I wonder we haven't split up.
Let's go, yeah? Would you say you're a deceitful man? No.
This time, we're in Bottisham near Cambridge, and it's a first for Cowboy Builders. A new build.
And you know what? It's not often, is it, that you get the chance to build a brand new home and shape it the way you want it to be. It can be an absolute dream.
Yeah, the only trouble is this was no dream. It turned into a nightmare.
Kevin and Alison Bowles were desperate for an affordable family home for their two kids, Matthew and Lucy. Their dream was to build on a plot of land behind Alison's mum's house.
Everything new and everything how we wanted it. We also thought we might be mortgage-free, which would be an added bonus.
The couple planned to use the equity from the sale of their previous home and found a local builder to take charge of the job.
He seemed so lovely.
I felt we could put our faith and trust in him and leave him to do the job from start to finish.
We were so excited. We'd never done anything like this before.
The plan was to build their new home on a plot of land in Alison's mum's back garden. The property on the ground floor would have a living room, a dining room and a family-sized kitchen. And on the first floor, 4 bedrooms, 2 en-suites as well as a family bathroom. The build would also include a garage and carport between the 2 houses that they could share with Alison's mum.
But after nearly a year of work and paying out a massive £192,000, all they were left with was this. An unfinished home with no heating and no running water.
I think the worst time was the last email. It was when it dawned on me, we've lost so much money here, and that was when I burst into tears at work.
The family had been forced to live in an unfinished house, having to go next door to use the toilet or to have a wash.
I just don't believe anybody could be so low.
It's my job to investigate the builder who's caused so much heartache.
Well, my mission is to bring back the joy of a new home for this family.
Morning. Morning. Kevin, Alison?
That's right, yeah.
Hello.
Nice to see you.
Can we come in?
Of course you can.
yeah.
Come on in. Thanks.
Before we can help this family get back on their feet, we need to see for ourselves exactly what state the builder left them in.
This is half finished.
The bathroom, yeah?
Yeah.
Right, this is odd because you've got everything here that you should have. You've got a 3-piece suite.
What's the problem?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no water.
No water?
No water.
So you don't have any running water in the house at all?
No.
The water couldn't be connected as the builder's team hadn't finished the plumbing. And despite the Bowles' repeated attempts to get the builder to finish the work, the plumbing was never completed.
So basically, the builder should have plumbed this in.
Yeah.
Had you paid him to do that?
Yes.
So you guys can't have a bath, a shower?
No, everything has to be done around Mum's.
So how are you doing your business?
We have to go round to my mum's.
Next door.
What about in the middle of the night?
We have to go round my mum's. We did
disgusting.
think about it in a camping toilet, but I just couldn't bear the thought of emptying it.
So how long have you been living like this?
10 months.
If you're that desperate, why haven't you got somebody else to do it?
We can't afford it.
OK.
The Bowles had to use all their savings when the build costs skyrocketed, but they've still been left without many of the basics, including a kitchen they paid the builder £10,000 for.
So this is the kitchen?
Yeah.
Or lack of it?
Yeah, there's no kitchen. Yeah.
I mean, there's no functionality, is it? I mean, this is where you're cooking. And you've got all your plates and cups stored down here. You've got food in boxes. There aren't any surfaces for where you can prepare food.
No.
Is that your drinking water?
There's no
It
sink.
is, yeah.
Really? So you're filling that up every day?
That's what we're using, every day.
Yeah.
You've mentioned that you're totally brassic now. How much was this build meant to have been?
The original quote was £113,600.
For a completed build?
Yes.
And how much have you given the builder so far?
£192,000.
You've paid £192,000.
Yeah.
80 grand over the top, and you still haven't got a boiler and kitchen. Crikey, you're in a mess, aren't you?
Yeah.
The cost escalated by a massive 70% when the builder added extras, including over £9,500 for VAT, despite the fact that new builds don't incur VAT.
Why didn't you query this with him?
We did query it, but he gets so defensive and saying, oh, but I've done this for you and I've done that for you.
Did he confuse you?
Very much. I even said to him, your emails are gobbledygook. And he didn't bat an eyelid as if they were supposed to be. I thought it was so weird.
The family also paid out 9 grand for a 10-year warranty for the house, only to discover that the builder never even applied for it.
We can't raise a mortgage on it because he never registered the warranty. It's just a nightmare.
You'd also have a lot of trouble selling it as well.
Yeah, we can't sell it.
To add insult to injury, they also discovered this warranty should only have cost £3,400.
It's ruined our life. You know, it's not just money. When it affects your home, it affects your life. We shouldn't be living like this. If we'd chosen or we'd run out of money, then fair enough, we'd have just got on with it. But it's because someone's taken that money, hard-earned money, that I've done overtime, missed out time with my kids to earn that money, and given it all to him. He's had the lot.
Having been paid £192,000 and gone 7 months past the completion date, the builder then told the Bowles he'd just been diagnosed with a serious illness and their job completely stalled.
We sympathise, as you would with anyone telling you they've got a serious illness. You do sympathise.
Kevin blames himself for the builder taking the money and leaving his family in an unfinished mess.
It was me that pushed the idea in the first place, so I do feel very responsible. I watch my wife every day struggling. Seen her stressed every day.
It's not just that, it's what it's done to us, really. It's a wonder we haven't split up.
This would push you to
It
splitting
nearly
up.
did, it nearly did.
What's this builder's name?
Carl Shrubshall, his name is.
What's his company called?
Beckwell Builders Limited.
OK, I'll start investigating him. Start looking into him.
I want you to know that we are here now and we will do everything we can.
Don't know how good that sounds.
That would be fantastic.
Coming up, I follow the trail of emotional devastation wrought by this cowboy.
My wife, ever since this has happened, she's...
And I discover how much the Bowles family were overcharged.
They're £100,000 out of pocket. £100,000.
Sponsored by checkertrade.com. Recommended trades and services.
Check a trade, checkertrade.com.
A new evil has risen in Hyrule. In a world filled with secrets and dungeons, use Link's new powers to move across walls and between worlds and uncover the mysterious kingdom of Lorule. Discover new enemies and new allies with the freedom to explore as you want. The Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds, only on Nintendo 3DS and Nintendo 2DS.
Save up to half price on selected toys. That's the Littlewoods touch.
I am spectacular zooming. I am spectacular sharing. I am more than a gift. I am a Coolpix S9500. I am a Nikon.
There are some drinks you just know are going to be popular at Christmas time. Taste the difference Irish cream liqueur. Just £10 at Sainsbury's.
and Argos get a free £50 Argos voucher when you buy any Dyson upright or cylinder vacuum cleaner. Argos it.
Wow.
Honestly, it takes hard work to get ahead. That's why I'm still studying hard. I needed a new laptop to do that. But I also wanted a tablet for Xbox and Twitter. I can't afford one device for work and another one just for fun. That's why I got this new Windows 2-in-1. It does both jobs, so I can manage my life and have a life.
Tasting great is lots of fun, and just 3 minutes till they're done. New mini jackets from McCain. McCain, happy days.
More and more homes are joining Britain's fastest growing TV service. Talk TV, a brighter home for everyone.
Do you have any idea what I could do to you?
Really?
What kind of monster are you?
The Wolverine. Wolverine exclusive 2-film pack. Get 2 great films for the price of 1, only at Tesco.
There's a revolutionary new dinner for dogs. New Baker's as good as it looks. It's so good, dogs want you to know about it. Made with succulent, meaty chunks, wholesome country vegetables, and a hearty gravy. It's like no dog food they've ever seen before. New Baker's as good as it looks. So good, dogs want you to know about it. Purina.
He has promised descendants as numerous as the stars.
Let my people go.
He has sent me to declare freedom for the captives.
Told over 5 feature-length episodes. A story that changed the world. The Bible starts 30th of November on Channel 5.
Sponsored by checkertrade.com. Recommended trades and services.
Check a trade, checkertrade.com.
We're in Bottisham near Cambridge, where Kevin and Alison Bowles plan to build a brand new dream home.
But shockingly, Cowboy builder Carl Shrubshall charged them nearly £80,000 over the original quote for an unfinished nightmare.
It's ruined our life. You know, it's not just money. When it affects your home, it affects your life.
The last time Kevin and Alison met Carl Shrubshall was back in April 2012 to discuss all the delays. By this point, they were getting suspicious and decided to record the meeting. It was then that Shrubshall dropped the bombshell of his illness. Let's have a listen to them.
The last, shall I say, 4.5 weeks, my wife had a job getting hold of me. I haven't done any work. I've had tests, and obviously now I've got to start the chemotherapy. Now, we're not walking away from your job, nothing like that, nothing at all. I just need to know, can you bear with me? Depending on how my treatment goes and what they discover then, you know, I'll be in 2 months' time, I'll make a decision to stop trading, you know, from the company's point of view.
Right, so he's going on about he's having treatment.
Yeah, that's right.
So this is beginning of April, first week of April, and he's saying in 2 months' time I probably won't be able to trade again, depending on how the treatment goes.
That's right, yeah.
Okay.
Just so you know, if that was the position, I would look at your job 2 ways. I, as an individual, would pay the men up, yes, or would credit you back the money.
He's now made you the promise. He's going to finish the job, I'll give you your money back.
That's right, yeah.
But after nearly a year, the Bowles still haven't seen a penny.
He's neither finished the job or credit us back the money.
To all intents and purposes, he's just fobbed you off there and hopefully playing on the fact that you might feel a bit sorry for him and you might leave him alone.
Yeah.
Hey guys, do you have everything? In the meantime, I need to get cracking on the mess he left behind. So it's out with the family And in with builder John Russell to cast his expert eye over the unfinished house we need to turn into a home.
So yeah, I mean, on the face of it, you can see the house looks like it's in pretty good nick, doesn't it?
Well, everything's decorated. This needs finishing, but it's here. It's here, and it looks like it's plumbed in.
That is the thing. It's not. I mean, there's no water coming into the house, full stop.
So there's no water main coming in?
No.
Right, that is an issue.
Yeah.
Because that is sort of how long's a piece of string in terms of where we pick it up and where we connect it.
We're also missing a boiler, even though Kevin and Alison paid for one. And there's no cooker, no kitchen units, there's not even a kitchen sink.
How much do you think that this job would have cost to do?
As a finished product, I'd put this at 125, 130 grand, in and around that kind of level.
They've paid £192,000.
That is massively excessive.
Bearing in mind the kitchen's not been put in, the bathroom's not been plumbed, you know, the heating hasn't been connected.
What I think we need to do is get a quantity surveyor in and they'll come up with what this building should have cost.
I'm starting my investigation into cowboy builder Carl Shrubshall by checking him out online.
If people have got county court judgments against them, all right, you might get away with one or two, but they've got a lot. That's normally a very good litmus test to just how bad they are. So let's have a look at Carl Shrubshall.
And unsurprisingly, Shrubshall's just failed my acid test. Oh, ouch. His companies have CCJs totalling more than £50,000.
Now, if I found out somebody on county court judgments, I would steer well clear. It's a pretty good test of exactly what they're like.
Hiya, Keith.
Hi, I'm Keith. Pleased to meet you.
Back at the house.
Come in and have a look.
Yes, show me what you got.
And an independent quantity surveyor has arrived to inspect cowboy builder Carl Shrubshall's handiwork. I want him to put an exact figure on how much he thinks an unfinished build like this should have cost.
From what I've seen, I think he should have spent around about £85,000.
£85,000?
Yeah. As we stand now?
As we stand. No kitchen, no boiler. To finish it off now would be another £40,000. And I think that would be the same cost as if he had finished or if you'd bought another builder in to do so.
Well, they paid £192,000 to this builder, so they're £100,000 out of pocket. Yep. That's what we're saying.
Clear, yeah.
Thanks for your time. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks very much. And
thanks, Keith.
Thanks a lot.
Can't believe that. I'm gobsmacked that they are £100,000 out of pocket. You know, they could have built another house for that amount of money. And to think that the house they've got isn't even functioning or finished. It's just unbelievable. And I think Dom will be really interested to get his hands on this report.
You're not wrong there, Mel. I'm starting to get a picture of this cowboy's MO. He takes considerably more money than he spends on the build and leaves before finishing it. I'm meeting another victim to see if it's the same story.
Right, so this is your house, yeah?
Indeed, yep. This is the property that we should have been living in with my in-laws about 10 months ago. Unfortunately, Carl Shrubshall left the site in very poor condition.
Greg Henderson was quoted £128,000 to extend his bungalow. But after a year of work and paying out 190 grand, all he was left with was this.
What sort of excuses was he giving you?
He was receiving tests for ill health.
Did he specify what?
No, he didn't. No, okay. He did offer to show us medical appointments, but it's not something we would take him up on.
No.
The delays this caused proved devastating, not only for Greg and his wife Irene, but also for her elderly father.
The other part of the property, which was due for my in-laws, was designed so that in his poor health we'd be able to look after him, but it never came about. He passed away in July, and we should have been here for at least 2 or 3 months by that time, looking after him, being able to see him on a daily basis, and care for him in his twilight months. My wife, she finds it emotionally very straining. Ever since this has happened, she's...
It's obviously affecting both of you, not just her.
It's difficult to see my wife, who can't sleep at night, and at times is physically sick, simply because this situation hasn't been dealt with yet.
Sadly, there's a hell of a lot of similarities there to Kevin and Alison's job, and the fact that Carl Shrubshall has managed to get a lot of money over and above the actual contracted price for the job and not finish the job. You know, there's a pattern forming, and it's not a good one.
Back at the house, the work can now start in earnest. We've got a week to fix the heating, connect the plumbing, complete the bathroom and put in a whole new kitchen. As this is a new build, I'm hoping there won't be as many problems as usual. But as soon as John starts work, it looks like I've spoken too soon.
So what's up?
Right, the drains. All these drain connections here, the basic, the falls on them are coming at best level, at worst, back towards the property.
For drains to work properly, they must have the correct pitch, usually around ½ an inch drop per foot of pipe, to allow the wastewater to run away from the house and into the sewers. If the pipes are laid level, or worse still, if they're angled the wrong way, like some of these are, then everything flows back into the house and you end up knee-deep in doo-doo.
So in a nutshell, Mel, everything's got to come up. So we have to get a digger in, we have to excavate all this area here, take the drains up, try and salvage what we can. No matter what we do in there, if we don't sort this, we're wasting our time, OK?
This drain situation is a complete nightmare because the amount of work that's now going to be involved in to try and put this right. I mean, it was just one small blessing, I guess, that he didn't connect up the toilet. Otherwise, you know, I dread to think what they would have had to have lived with.
Coming up, I discover how hard it's been for Alison's mum, Veronica.
It's really taken a toll on her.
Yeah, let's go, yeah. And I finally catch up with that cowboy responsible. Where is the bowl's money?
Ever wanted to drop everything and drive off into the sunset? You could win a pre-owned 6-sleeper 2011 Fiat Trimarano 3 motorhome, courtesy of Just Go, perfect for cruising the countryside and road tripping along the coast with friends and family. It comes with 3 double beds, a dining area, bathroom and a handy kitchenette for chilling your wine and sizzling your sausages. We'll even throw in a 1-year mechanical warranty. So for your chance to win this fantastic prize, call 0904 1617 555 or text Builders to 65550 or post your name and phone number to Builders PO Box 7557, Derby DE1 0NP. Calls cost £1.53 from a BT landline. Calls from other networks may vary and from mobiles will cost considerably more. Text costs £1.50 plus 1 message at your standard network rate. Lines close midday on the date shown on screen and 3 days later for postal entries. For rules, go to channel5.com/win.
Sponsored by checkertrade.com. Recommended trades and services.
Check a trade, checkertrade.com.
Asda believe things should be simple. So this Christmas, think of supermarket savings as these snowmen here. Some supermarkets promise to match each other on price. But at Asda, we don't just match them, we beat them. Asda guarantee your comparable shop will be 10% less, or we'll give you the difference. So you're 10% better off. Like this lovely Asda snowman here. Why pay the same when you could be 10% better off at Asda?
We have never seen anything like this, and we will never see anything like it again.
The Hunger Games: Catching Fire in cinemas and IMAX November 21.
I love every second on the ice. So I need to take care of my bones. Just 1 Calin Plus every day gives me the entire daily needs in vitamin D.
Vitamin D is important to help the body absorb and use calcium.
You'll see, it's so good to love your bones. Calin Plus, calcium plus vitamin D. Love your bones.
And now discover the new Calin Plus dairy drinks range.
It wasn't so long ago that this lot were feeling a little poorly, but now, thanks to Calpol 6 Plus, they've bounced back to their adorable selves. It starts to work on fever in just 15 minutes, without being harsh on the tummy.
Whatever keeps you from your TV, with YouView you can simply scroll back through the last 7 days and watch the programs you've missed, straight from the guide. It's catch up with your feet up. YouView, extraordinary TV for everyone.
Sports. It's in the game.
Pre-order now for Xbox One.
Dettol knows you work hard to keep your family healthy. Especially during cold and flu season. That's why we make Dettol Surface Cleanser and Dettol Cleansing Surface Wipes. Dettol helps kill the flu virus and 99.9% of bacteria, helping keep your home happier and healthier. Dettol. Join our mission for health on Facebook.
Spot the difference? Morrison's £6.40, Asda £4. Enjoy a white Christmas. You could be better off at Asda.
They're small.
Small? I'm 7.5 inches of heaven.
They're loud.
Yeah, we're speakers. We're supposed to be loud, dummy.
And they love talking trash.
I'm a pint-sized house party that's waiting to happen. Your neighbours won't be complaining. They'll be leaving the building.
A lot of trash.
No filter, no kidding. That is not a good picture of you, boo-boo.
Beats by Dre presents The Pills.
Small,
loud,
portable,
wireless.
They're coming.
You've wanted to pin something on me for a long time. I won't be your patsy, Miss Lisbon.
Nothing is as it seems.
Did you guys break into my office and steal my list of suspects?
Or will ever be the same again.
Hello, Patrick.
Madeline?
The Mentalist, 9 o'clock tonight on Channel 5. Catch the previous episode on Demand 5.
Sponsored by Checkertrade.com. Recommended trades and services.
Checkertrade, Checkertrade.com.
This week we're in Cambridge, where Cowboy builder Carl Shrubshall has left the Bowles family in the lurch after telling them he had problems with his health.
I've got to start my chemotherapy. This has to take precedent.
Leaving this family emotionally destroyed.
I watch my wife every day struggling.
So I wonder we haven't split up.
I'm continuing my investigation by speaking to another victim of Beckwell Builders.
Nice to meet you, Lynn.
Good to meet you.
Hello, Jack. Yeah. Nice to meet you. I haven't been in yet, but how much work needs doing?
There's still quite a lot of work in finishing terms, and out here you can see the state, but we were faced with extra costs.
Jack and Lynn Riley paid Shrubshall a massive £250,000. That's 80 grand over their original quote for a familiar-looking unfinished shell.
As you can see, all the wires are hanging down. The kitchen's got to be fitted. There's no staircase.
It's just a nightmare.
Carl Shrubshall told the Bowles family that he could no longer manage their job due to a serious illness in April 2012.
Did you, by any chance, see him any time in May and June?
Yes, he came on the 4th of May and then again on the 8th of May to organise the tidying up of the front of the house, because it was like a bomb site.
Have I told you now that he had just literally a week or two before that told another couple in a similar situation to you that he was unable to work for the next 2 months through treatment? What would you say about that?
He was at our house, and he didn't tell us anything like that at all.
I'm going to wish you all the best with getting back on your feet. Lovely to meet you, Lynn, and you too, Jack.
Just when I'm trying to work out that conundrum, I hear from another victim of Carl Shrubshall. But what makes Julian Carrow's case particularly interesting is that Shrubshall was negotiating his contract just 1 month after he told the Bowles he was too sick to supervise their work.
He quoted for the job the first week of May.
Literally 3 or 4 weeks before he was round at your place, he told Kevin and Alison, people we're desperately trying to help out, I'm too ill to work. But yet he's round yours and he's quoting.
If I'd found that out at the time, obviously we would never have dealt with him. Since then, finding out the way that he's treated us doesn't surprise me one iota.
Shrubshall quoted Julian 370 grand to build him a new home. But after he paid out 70% of the money, all Julian was left with was an unfinished shell and a very familiar excuse.
He was too ill to come to site because he was undergoing treatment, even though he was in Florida.
How do you know he was in Florida?
Because his house sitter told us, and his foreman told us.
What, you went round to his house?
Yes, we did.
What did he say?
He claims that he will be only too happy to provide us paperwork proving that he was ill and undergoing treatment.
There's been no real progress on the job since Shrubshall went to Florida in December last year. So Julian decided to call in a surveyor to value what had been done.
He's valued the work at about 100,000.
And he said 250 grand of your money?
Yep.
Julian stuck to stage payments, but it would seem they were front-loaded, as the quantity surveyor estimates he's paid a massive 139 grand more than the work is actually worth. With Shrubshall not looking like he's coming back, Julian's going to be seriously out of pocket if he wants to finish the house.
If there was somebody on the verge of signing a contract with him and about to use his services, what would you say to them?
No. Avoid. Run away. Do not do it. No matter how small the deal, do not do it.
Despite Shrubshall not being well enough to finish the Bowles family job, not only was he able to continue overseeing the work at Jack and Lynn Riley's, but he was also well enough to quote and manage the work on Julian Carrow's massive 370 grand job. This just doesn't make sense, but nor do Shrubshall's references.
Carl Shrubshall gives any new clients a list of happy customers of his.
So we thought we'd check it. Although some customers told us they were happy with his work, 12 people he'd listed as good references said they definitely wouldn't recommend him.
I'll tell you what I also find very interesting. There's a woman here who's got the same surname as his other half. Coincidence or not? I don't know, smells a bit fishy to me.
But this isn't the only thing that doesn't add up. Shrubshall has also been massively overcharging, so I've gathered together reports from 3 different independent surveyors who have assessed 3 of his jobs.
I'm trying to work out how much people have paid to Carl Shrubshall compared to how much the independent quantity surveyors say it's worth.
Kevin and Alison Bowles paid £192,000, but the surveyor says the work is only worth 85 grand.
£107,000. Bear in mind, it's still not even finished. That's the Bowles.
Julian Carrow shelled out £255,000 for work valued at just 116.
That's £139,000 over the top.
Greg Henderson paid Shrubshall 190 grand. Our surveyor says the job was only worth 125.
When I add all this up, he's been paid over £300,000 more than the quantity surveyors have said his work was actually worth. And I think it's about time I paid him a visit just to remind him of that fact, because the job still ain't finished.
Back at the house and the drains are going in. Finally, it's looking like we might get this job finished on schedule. With all the work going on in Alison's mum Veronica's back garden, I wanted to check on how it's been affecting her.
Just tell me a little bit about what's been happening.
It's all been very stressful. I've never had arguments with Alison, but since this has been going on, we did have a little falling out, which I felt awful about. That weren't very nice at all. That really hurt. It's coming now. Thanks to you. Now's the time to let go and look forward.
I really get a feel for what Veronica has gone through having spoken to her. And this garage here is actually hers. And I'm wondering if it can persuade John into getting this finished, because that would be just so lovely to be able to give her a little gift. Something that I'd really love to do is get that carport and garage finished.
Mel, come on, please, give us a break. This is where it's at. This is what we need to do. For the life of me, no.
Well, that went well. Not. Looks like I'm going to have to do this one on my own. But first, I need to furnish the entire house.
They would be so grateful. They haven't had a kitchen for over a year.
We will give you the whole kitchen for free.
Yay! Thank you so much. Looking for a boiler.
I'm sure we can.
provide a boiler to the family.
With the boiler sorted, next on the list is a sofa.
I'm not going to leave unless it's a yes.
OK, OK.
I'm on a roll. With the help of some kind local tradesmen, the garage roof is being completed. And to finish it off...
This is the garage, and we need the glass to go in here.
I'll be more than delighted to help you out here.
So it's really kind of you. I really appreciate that.
And I'm pretty sure I won't be the only one.
Hi, Veronica.
Hello.
I've just been thinking about, you know, the situation that you've gone through.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think you've been under so much pressure and so much stress. And so just as a way of a tiny little thank you, I wanted to get the garage finished.
Oh, do you?
It was only a little something, but...
More than a little something. It's a big something, isn't it? Oh, God.
Well, in that case...
Thank you very much.
Consider it done.
Oh, bless her. After all she's been through, it's the very least we could do.
Here's a turn-up for the books. Carl Shrubshall's been in touch, and he's happy to meet me face-to-face. However, we've had a couple of attempts to set up an interview that have fallen apart because we can't agree on the terms. Carl Shrubshall has sent us an awful lot of information, but none of it answers the questions that I've put to him. He says problems arose because the customers we spoke to failed to read detailed quotes and withheld payments, but says all additional work costs were agreed up front and he would never leave a job without good reason. He admits his company is partially at fault, but only due to bad pricing by a surveyor and his personal health issues. With reference to his illness, he sent us a couple of letters to show he had had some tests and was seen by a consultant. He also sent us a load of references to prove that he had happy customers. Surprisingly, one of them was from Julian Carrow, who might have been happy when he wrote it, but certainly isn't now he's out of pocket by 139 grand. Now, those people concerned need answers, and today I'm hoping to get them. My surveillance team have been plotted up since sunrise, waiting for Shrubshall to make an appearance. 7:30. Has there been any sight at all of Mr. Shrubshall?
No, not yet.
Dommy doesn't like waiting around. Luckily, I don't have to wait long.
Alpha 1 is on the move.
Roger that. He's on the move. Mr. Shrubshall, 8:30 in the morning.
It's Junction 47.
I just hope we don't lose him. He's probably going off to price a job up. Hopefully he might pull in for petrol.
On Woodbridge Road, he's at the garage.
He's lining up to get into the car wash.
Oh.
Buying stuff.
How far away are we?
5 minutes.
Oh, bummer. Delta is very held up at the traffic lights, so we're losing a lot of time here.
Delta, if you pull into the garage, he's just in the car at the moment.
Right, stop. Yeah, let's go, yeah? Call us 777. Good morning, Carl. Hello. Dommy Little from Cowboy. Nice to meet you. Just wondering if we can have a little bit of your time to ask you a few questions. What we'd like to know, Carl, and you haven't given us an answer yet, is what's happened to people's money, like Mr and Mrs Bowles, who have paid you £80,000 over the contract price and still haven't had the job finished?
Well, one, that's not strictly correct, is it?
There is your quote. It's 113,000. You've had 192,000.
No, we haven't actually.
OK, how much have you had, Carl?
We've had 176.
But we've seen the bank transfers to him for just under 192 grand. Shrubshall needs to check his figures.
Work was actually valued at 84,000. Where's all that extra money gone?
Work wasn't valued at 84,000.
By an independent quantity surveyor.
No, I disagree.
You wouldn't agree?
I would.
Because you're in a very embarrassing situation here.
Shrubshall says the money the Bowles paid wasn't just for building work, but planning, warranty, VAT and design too. But all of that was taken into account by our surveyor.
Where is the Bowles money?
What, the additional from the over above the contract price?
Totally, yeah.
They've had additional work.
You left them without kitchen, without boiler?
No, they've got no heating, they've got no boiler, and they've got no garage.
Shrubshall says he didn't put in a boiler because the kitchen designs hadn't been agreed, and he wasn't meant to provide appliances. He claims he paid for a kitchen, but the Bowles rejected it, something they deny. Even the drains were wrong, wasn't it?
No, that's not correct. No.
You told everybody.
No.
But the building
If that's wrong, I'm serious now. Why don't we all go out there now and we'll have a look?
Kevin and Alison Bowles don't want you anywhere near their property anymore.
OK.
Kevin and Alison Bowles, when you actually left their job, you went round there to tell them that you were taking 2 months off to prioritise on your health. Do you remember the conversation?
Yes, I do, yeah. Okay. And showed them documentation as well.
OK. 3 weeks later, you were at Jack and Lynn Riley's house, working on the 4th and the 8th of May, and also, a few weeks later, you were pricing up a £360,000 job at Julian Carrow's.
Yeah, that's correct.
But you told the Bowles family you couldn't work for the next 2 months because of health issues.
No, I told the Bowles quite clearly and openly and showed them documentation evidence I'd be in and out of hospital on a regular basis.
Shrubshall promised them he'd either get the job done or give them some money back. He didn't do either. But somehow he thinks it's OK that he was working at the Rileys and quoting and starting work at the Carrows.
How many county court judgments have you and your companies received?
None.
Pardon?
None.
You're not aware of any county court judgments against your name?
There was 2 county court judgments served against Beckwell Builders, yeah.
OK. There's 2, you just said none.
Hang on. And they've both been removed.
Shrubshall says he has 7 CCJs that relate to a company that went into liquidation and he's paid some money back.
Would you say you're a deceitful man?
No.
Coming up, I uncover some home truths.
I'd like to ask you about some of the references that you gave. That's your partner. That's deceitful.
How's that deceitful?
And I welcome the Bowles family back to their finally finished home.
No way!
And don't forget about our competition to win a pre-owned 6-sleeper 2011 Fiat Trimurano 3 motorhome with 3 double beds, a dining area, bathroom and kitchenette, courtesy of Just Go. For your chance to win, call 0904 1617 555 or text Builders to 65550 or post your name and phone number to Builders PO Box 7557 Derby DE1 0NP. You'll find full terms and conditions at channel5.com/win.
Sponsored by checkertrade.com. Recommended trades and services.
Check a trade, checkertrade.com.
Hello, this is the Innocent Pig Knit. Every year, thousands of older people struggle through cold winters. You've knitted us a million little hats, which are now on our smoothie bottles. Every time you buy one, 25p goes to Age UK to really help older people this winter. So join in, buy an Innocent smoothie with a little hat.
At Argos, save £100 on this Samsung 46-inch smart TV, now under £500. The only TVs with all these catch-up services. And save £100 on this Indesit 7kg 1400 spin washing machine, now under £230. Plus this 32GB white iPod Touch is now only £149.99. Argos it.
Now National Lottery scratch cards have even more prizes, with 539,759 winners every single day.
May good fortune be with you, may your guiding light be strong. Build a stairway to heaven with a prince or a vagabond. And whatever road you choose,
So that and the new addition to the
I'm right
family.
behind you, win or lose, forever young, forever young.
Commence Operation Self-Service. Mabel?
They're so crispy. They taste even better than yours. What? Sorry, Margaret. Sorry, Mabel.
Added roastiness from Aunt Bessie's, the nation's favourite roast potatoes.
Duck, Mabel, duck! I am ducking, Margaret.
And also Aunt Bessie's special roast potatoes, basted in duck fat.
Roy Chubby Brown, absolute legend.
Roy Chubby Brown, Who Ate All the Pies, out now.
Don't just do Christmas. Do it in style at very.co.uk.
Whatever keeps you from your TV, with YouView you can simply scroll back through the last 7 days and watch the programmes you've missed, straight from the guide. It's catch up with your feet up. YouView, extraordinary TV for everyone.
Charlie Pullman is back, taking on the most extreme frontiers in America. Braving the elements. This is his most challenging journey yet. Charlie Pullman's USA Adventure, 8 o'clock Thursday on Channel 5.
Sponsored by Checkertrade.com. Recommended trades and services.
Checkertrade, Checkertrade.com.
We're in Cambridge, where one family's dream of a new life in a brand new house was turned into a nightmare by Cowboy builder Carl Shrubshall.
Ruined our life. It's a wonder we haven't split up.
He's on the move. Mr. Shrubshall. My investigation into this Cowboy builder has certainly picked up the pace. Bloody hell. Ending in a showdown at a busy car wash. Let's go, yeah? But I'm not letting a few suds or a few excuses stop me from getting to the truth. I'd like to ask you about some of the references that you gave. OK, and this has been given out to quite a few people. Your partner, you've got a child with her, you've been with her a long, long while. And you give her as a reference saying that her and her husband had a 4-bed house built, and you can give her as a reference. That's your partner. That's deceitful.
Hang on a second. Hang on a second.
Yep.
How's that deceitful?
Because at the moment, you're telling everybody that her and her husband, you built a 4-bed house for.
And you're saying that's not correct? So before I was with her, yes, you're saying you can't use that person as a reference?
I'd hardly call it unbiased. This guy's unbelievable. Mr. Shrubshall, you're giving your partner as a reference for work. And it's not just his partner. Shrubshall also sent us a reference from Julian Carrow as proof of a happy customer. But having spoken to him myself, if there was somebody on the verge of signing a contract with him and about to use his services, what would you say to them?
No. Avoid. Run away.
Doesn't sound like a good reference to me. Mr. Carrow wrote a reference to you while you were working on his property. You then supply it to us as if he was a happy client, but of course he's not, because you played the same old trick of overcharging him and not finishing the work.
Rubbish.
Are you telling me Mr. Carrow's a liar? Greg Henderson's a liar?
I am.
The Bowles are liars? Jacqueline Riley are liars?
I didn't say that, no.
Shrubshall's keen to tell me about a happy client that he isn't living with.
What about Mr. and Mrs. Robinson? Did you speak to them?
I think I've actually got a reference from them, Mr. and Mrs. Robinson, actually. Yeah. Which is, I was having a look at it. It's quite an interesting one.
Comments about a plasterer could have been a bit tidier.
Well, actually, it goes on a little bit more than that. We feel strongly, in the interest of transparency, that the contract should have made it clear that the PC sums included an allowance for your overheads. Doesn't sound like somebody very content at the moment. The project also overran considerably. Who ever heard that before? One of the qualities which led us to choose Beckwell was your emphasis on caring for clients' property. So we make one further observation in the interest of completeness. At times, the areas surrounding the house were very untidy, and the new and existing floors had quite a lot of plaster droppings in places which we have had to scrape off prior to carpeting. Not too worried about that. And that's one of your best references.
Hang on a sec. I noticed. No, I know what it says quite clearly in there. Okay. But I noticed two things. One, you don't read out all the good points.
I can read out the whole thing.
No, because you'll edit that accordingly how you want to do it. And secondly, you don't read out what we also gave you. Would they have us back to do another job? And their answer was, yes, they would.
Now, they would be very careful about the PC sums and the time
I don't disagree. I don't disagree with you.
And that's your best reference?
No, it's not. No, it's not. You're quite, enable and want to say that on film, but what you're actually doing, you're decrying something the way you want to have it pictured, aren't you?
I'll pack up what you're doing. Not the building, right? Just doing what...
No, come on, just 2 seconds. I'm not having a pop now. Do you want to film this or not?
Everything will be filmed, yeah.
All right, okay. What do you mean by that?
What I mean by that is stop overcharging people and not finishing their jobs.
Do you think the quality of our building work is incorrect?
I'm not disputing the workers you employ do a good job. I'm saying the problem is not with them, the problem is with you and the contracts and the money charged and the money retained.
Well,
that's where the problem is.
Finally, we agree on something. Shrubshall says he feels sorry for people I've spoken to, but disagrees he's a cowboy builder. He says costs and timescales went up because of redesigns, planning delays, clients not providing enough detail on drawings, indecision and misunderstanding his quotes. He would have finished all the jobs if they'd paid for additional works he'd done. He claims the Bowles refused to accept they had to pay VAT on the garage, carport drive and admin costs. They deny this. Shrubshall promised to send a breakdown of how this added up to $9.5 grand, but hasn't done so far. He claims the family chose to move in when they did, and this caused delays. They say they moved in 7 months after the build should have been completed, just before he walked off the job. Shrubshall still claims he's registered the Bowles house with the LABC, even though they have no record. He says this is because the family haven't sent in all the relevant paperwork. He claims that the drains were passed by building control and that he has a receipt to prove the water was connected. But he says he'll give money back if found to be at fault. He claims the Rileys understood why the job was delayed, that they were pleased with the high finish and good standard of work. He says they agreed to pay substantial extra costs for a number of changes and additional work, like the kitchen that they asked for. At the Hendersons' house, he claims work stopped because of a dispute over an invoice and they still owe him for additional work. But he also says they overpaid him by 65 grand even though he asked them not to, and they refused him access to the site to get his own survey done. He's paid £3,000 back but had legal advice to stop paying until a payment schedule was agreed. Shrubshall says he had a payment dispute with Julian Carrow but would have continued work if they had agreed to pay through a solicitor. There were issues with the steelwork design, but he claims he invoiced according to the contract. He disputes the findings of the quantity surveyors on these builds, as he believes they haven't taken into account additional costs when valuing the work, and claims he only marks up jobs by an industry standard 20%. Shrubshall says the majority of his work comes through word of mouth and that he has a waiting list. That's not a waiting list I'd like to be on.
Anything else you want to say? Because we're calling it a day now. OK?
Thank you.
You've now seen what Mr. Carl Shrubshall looks like. This is a man who regularly overcharges people on jobs and doesn't finish them. You know what he looks like. You've been warned.
Back at the house, a generous company's donated some decking. The bathroom's been tiled and the kitchen's gone in. Even the garage is finished. And by the look of that smoke, either there's a new pope or the boiler's in. With work going so well, I've headed out to do a bit of last-minute plant shopping to brighten up the new decking. It's been a week since the Bowles family left us to put right the house Carl Shrubshall left unfinished and unfunctioning.
Welcome home! Hello! Hello! So how are you guys feeling about being back home?
Excited. Can't wait to see it.
Fantastic.
Because obviously it's been a long wait, hasn't it?
Has been, yeah. Couple of years.
OK, well, let's get out of this rain then and go and see your new house.
Brilliant.
The first surprise is one for the whole family. The carport and garage had been left unfinished. Well, not anymore.
Oh, my goodness. So that's a little treat for your mum?
Mum,
yes.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh.
And, of course, the carport is now all nice and weatherproofed.
Wow, look at that.
Unlike us right now, who are all getting soaking wet.
Yes, we couldn't have picked a better day, could we?
This way.
This family had been camping out in an unfinished home with no running water and no heating. But in just a week, we finished their entire home, including a family kitchen for them all to enjoy.
Oh, wow! No way!
Oh, that is... Oh, it's just so modern. We love modern, don't we?
Is there water in the tap?
Give it a go.
Oh, wow!
Oh, no.
We've got water in the house!
Oh.
This is overwhelming, it really is.
Now, I'll tell you something else as well. Think about what you can't see in this kitchen, namely a boiler. In other words, you've got heating.
Oh, wow!
How does it feel to have a functioning kitchen?
It's amazing. I couldn't even picture what it was going to look like, but this just is fantastic.
The lack of running water meant the bathroom was also left utterly unusable. Now it's finished, fashionable and most of all functioning.
No! Oh my goodness!
Wow! It looks fabulous. The colour of the paint is lovely and the tiling's beautiful.
It doesn't look like the same house. I can have a bath in my own house without having to go down the garden.
Try it tonight.
Yeah, who's going to be first? Me.
I bet your mum's going to be pleased that you guys don't have to use her labby in the middle of the night as well.
Yeah, she's going to be relieved. She can have her bathroom back.
It's christening it, man.
Wow, works. That's a good noise to have in this house.
It's the simple things, isn't it? It's just something like a toilet and running water.
Absolutely.
So you've got a fully functioning kitchen, a fully functioning bathroom, a fully functioning home again, and one last little surprise. This way.
With many of the rooms unfinished and unusable, the whole family ended up crammed into this undecorated living room. Now it's a haven where they can finally relax after all they've been through.
No way!
Wow, what a transformation. It's more homely.
A little bit different?
Just
a little bit different. It's a complete change. With the family photos on the wall.
Those family photos, that's a really important point, because you hadn't ever put them up in the house, had you? I mean, why was that?
We didn't have the incentive to put it up, really. We just did the room so we could live in it.
And now, to see them up there, how does it make the room feel?
Absolutely brilliant. It's amazing.
Can I ask what you think will be the biggest change in this house for you?
We can get on with our lives now. We can live as a family and start doing things as a family again. And
Alison, what are you going to do this evening once we've left?
Oh, I don't know what to do first, cook a meal or have a bath.
Why don't you do both? Yeah. Right?
Well, there's been a lot of love and goodwill imbued into this house. Hopefully you guys get to feel that and appreciate it.
Thank you doesn't say it enough, really. It's just absolutely amazing.
I think on that note, it's time for us to leave, don't you reckon?
Enjoy.
See you later, guys.
Enjoy. Take care. Do you know what this has really made me realise? That it's the simplest things that we all take for granted that make the biggest difference, like running water and a flushing toilet.
Yeah, the obvious things that people just take for granted, you're right. But what I realise here is this should have been a dream for them. It was their first brand spanking new house. It turned into a nightmare. But all of a sudden, you know, they've got that love back now. Nice, wasn't it?
It's wonderful.
Next week, I'm on the trail of a familiar foe.
He lived in £1 million house and had loads of money.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
He's such a scoundrel, this bloke, honestly. He's such a scoundrel.
To see if he finally gets the justice he deserves. If you've been affected by a cowboy builder and want to appear on the programme, email us, cowboybuilders@channel5.com.
Mel and Dom return with new Cowboy Builders next Tuesday at 8. We've back-to-back crime next tonight with 2 odd yet lovable leads. New season Castle continues at 10 after an old foe returns first on Channel 5 in The Mentalist. New in just a moment.
Checkatrade.com.
From underwater cities...
That first sight of it just blows your mind.
...to cursed waters.
What did happen to the ghost ship of Thunder Bay?
One explorer will venture into the unknown. Monty Hall's Diving Adventures begins with the Kaiser's Gold, 9 o'clock Monday on Channel 5.
The Chocolate Bomb. Amazing milk chocolate mousse with a rich, dark chocolate centre, topped with popping candy. And it's £4. Go on, it's Christmas.
The detail of Full HD, the new Sony 4K TV.
Ta-da!
Lovely. Right then, what are we going to get Santa for Christmas? How about... oh, an iPod.
Maybe not. A beard trimmer!
Definitely not.
What about a texter puppy?
Poor little mixed-up elves.
Oh, I know.
You have reached your destination.
With the new Argos Digital Gift Guide, finding the perfect gift has never been easier. We believe there's a better way to shop online.
Watch in style with this Samsung 46-inch smart 3D TV, now just $599 at very.co.uk.
Hello, it's almost 9. I'm Polly Whitehouse. The Health Secretary has unveiled a series of new measures designed to avert another scandal like the one at Stafford Hospital. Under the plans, every patient will be given a named doctor and nurse. They'll also be able to see whether their hospital meets minimum staffing levels. Jeremy Hunt says the new rules will force hospitals to be more honest about mistakes.
You'll get protection as a doctor or nurse if you speak out, if you report an error, and it subsequently turns into a professional conduct hearing. That hasn't happened before, but I think that's important because what we want is an atmosphere where, if in doubt, if you think there may have been a mistake, for goodness sake, report it, because then we can learn.